Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving deep into a topic many might think is, well, a bit old school, utilizing offline marketing for extra income.
And also 101 ways to promote your business for maximum profits.
Exactly. Our mission for you is simple.
Mm.
Cut through the noise, pull out the really valuable nuggets, and give you a shortcut to understanding these offline strategies.
Because, they're often overlooked today with everyone focused online.
Right. But here's the thing. These aren't just dusty old tactics. When you, strategically mix them with your online stuff, the source says your profits can really explode.
It's true. And the material we're drawing from today, it's pretty solid. It comes from a $1 Million Roundtable teleseminar.
Ooh, sounds impressive.
Yeah, featuring marketing pros like John Ritzkowitz, Michelle Fortin, David Garfinkel, Yannick Silver, JP Maroney, plus a whole bunch of other creative ideas compiled together.
So real heavy hitters.
Definitely. And while some ideas might be a few years old, the core principles, they're timeless. We'll explore how you can actually use them now.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We're kicking things off with what the source calls traditional offline marketing. But don't let that word traditional fool you. These can still be super effective, especially when you blend them right.
Absolutely. Like, take classified ads. The source points out they're excellent for lead generation.
Really? Still?
Yeah, if you do them right. Strong, benefit-driven headline, clear call to action, maybe offering a free report, something like that.
Makes sense. Give them a reason to respond.
Exactly. And testing can be surprisingly cheap. They mentioned the Hartford Courant had this deal, like 3 lines for 3 days, totally free.
Wow, okay. So low risk to try it out.
Pretty much. Then there's direct mail. Very traditional, obviously.
The original targeted marketing, maybe?
You could say that. It's proven, results-driven.
All right.
When you target correctly, the ROI can be fantastic. Think about the legends, Gary Halbert, Dan Kennedy.
Oh, yeah. Giants in direct response.
Their whole philosophy was making sure every piece did something, got a measurable response. That's key for making offline payoff.
And you still need good lists, right? Where do you get those?
Good question. The source mentions resources like srds.com, referenceusa.com. Those can be gold mines for finding the right audience.
Okay.
And a specific type of direct mail postcards. They get their own mention because, well, they're cheaper.
Cheaper to print, cheaper to mail.
Yep. Great for leads, great for just staying in touch consistently. And get this, there's apparently a USPS partnership where they'll print them for you.
We print them. For free.
You just pay postage, basically free printing. It's kind of amazing it's not more widely known.
That is amazing. Okay, another one often overlooked. The yellow pages.
Ah, yes. Seems ancient.
Totally.
Yep.
But a source makes a good point.
Yeah.
If someone's looking you up there, they're already looking to buy.
That's the power. They have intent.
The key is standing out. You need that benefits-driven ad, a clear USP, your unique selling proposition.
Exactly. What makes your business different and better? You have to nail that down.
And then there are space ads, like in newspapers or magazines.
Right. And a neat trick there is to make them look like editorials. Same font, same columns, so they blend in a bit.
Less like a glaring ad.
Yeah. And speaking of cost, there's remnant or standby advertising.
Ah, I've heard of this. Filling unsold space.
Precisely. You can get it super cheap. Nancy Jones was apparently a pioneer, getting ads for like 10% of the normal rate. It's being opportunistic.
Being opportunistic. I like that. The source tells this story about a stone and mulch company. They ran their ad upside down in the local paper.
Upside down? Seriously?
Yeah. Like maybe people think it's a mistake, so they stop and actually read it.
Yeah.
What do you think? Clever or just silly?
Well, it's definitely a gimmick, but the source implies, and I'd agree, test it. Does it work?
Right. Does it convert?
If it stops the scroll or the page turn and makes them engage,
Yeah.
and it fits your brand, maybe it's clever. It's a fine line, though. You don't want to be annoying.
True. Okay, let's broaden out a bit. Things like networking.
Super important offline. Chamber of Commerce events, trade shows.
But the focus isn't just selling on the spot, right?
No, it's lead generation. Capture contacts, build relationships for later. Even hotel bars, the source mentions.
Huh. Okay. And telemarketing. Still viable.
More for B2B or your existing customer list. The do not call list really impacts consumer calls.
Gotcha. Trade show booths.
Great for leads. Free gifts always attract attention there.
Flyers.
Cheap distribution, maybe use high school students, or, again, that USPS printing option might apply.
What about bigger stuff? Blimps, banners, billboards?
Any blank space that's zoned for it, basically. Door hangers, circulars, Also cheap to distribute.
And things like card decks or value packs.
Those are smart. You share the mailing costs with other advertisers targeting specific areas. Free offers tend to work really well in those.
Ad magazines, too.
Yeah.
Like making your direct response ads stand out in a crowd.
Yeah. And even catalogs. You don't need a huge glossy one to start. Test with a simple flyer first.
So the theme is test everything.
Test, tweak, measure, layout, copy, price, all of it.
Okay, now, this is where the source starts getting really creative, moving beyond the fundamentals.
Yeah, into stuff that's often overlooked but has, like, massive potential.
Let's start simple. Package inserts.
Oh, absolutely. If you're already mailing something, a product, an invoice slip, in an offer for something else.
It's basically free advertising space you already paid for.
Exactly. A total no-brainer for adding sales with almost zero extra cost.
Nice. What about mini seminars or teleseminars?
Great way to position yourself as the expert. You teach, you build authority, and then you can pitch your products or services.
And you can record them too, right? Sell the recording.
Definitely. Sell it to people who couldn't attend live. Creates another income stream. Voice broadcasts, too.
Like robocalls. Aren't those annoying?
They can be, but used smartly with existing customers, maybe as part of a sequence, they can be effective and are underutilized.
Okay, interesting. Gift certificates.
Yeah.
We mentioned them, but the source has a twist.
Right. We know people tend to spend more than the certificate value.
Yeah, the found money effect.
But the genius idea is sending 3 certificates. 1 for them, 2 for their friends.
Ah, built-in referral.
It's like a tell-a-friend script on steroids, as the source puts it. Leverages that sharing impulse.
Clever. And contests.
Great for leads and sales, but the really smart tip, from Joe Vitale apparently, is the unadvertised second-place prize.
For everyone who didn't win the main prize.
Exactly. Makes almost everyone feel like a winner, keeps them engaged, builds goodwill, often leads to sales anyway.
That's smart. What about just saying thank you?
Personalized thank you letters. So simple, but so rare now, they're incredibly memorable. Encourages referrals.
Like the example of the artist or the car salesman sending a personal follow-up.
Yeah, it builds a connection beyond the transaction.
And event marketing, like that Harry Potter book launch example.
Oh, it's a great one. Multiple stores in a plaza collaborating. Creates massive buzz, drives traffic and sales for everyone involved.
So that raises a question for you, the listener. How could you create a themed event that brings people together and helps your business?
Good prompt. Okay, what about unique branding? Like starting a local talk show.
Or being a guest on one.
Yeah. Establishes expertise, generates leads if you get a recording like a DVD back then, maybe a digital file now.
Use it as a lead magnet.
Exactly. And word of mouth or viral marketing. It hinges on creating something people want to share.
Which means you need to know what a customer's worth.
Right.
That lifetime value example.
Oh, yeah, the $25,000 lifetime value for a customer who cost $100 to acquire. Seems like a no-brainer then, doesn't it?
Totally justifies spending to get that buzz going. Okay, unusual places for ads. We touched on vans, dumpsters, really.
Hey, if it's zone invisible, think outside the box. Or think inside the box, but make the box lumpy.
Dimensional mail. Lumpy mail.
Virtually guarantees it gets opened. Curiosity is powerful.
Like Dan Kennedy sending that plastic airplane for his seminar offer.
Classic example. You just have to open it to see what it is. They can't resist a lumpy package, can they?
Not really. Okay, here's a tactic that feels a bit aggressive, maybe? Getting your online list's physical address and phone number?
Well, top marketers do it. Helbert, Silver, Vitale, Glazer.
Why?
To bypass the email clutter, send direct mail, use voice broadcast. It's another channel to reach engaged people.
Okay, and acquiring lists from businesses closing down.
Huge opportunity.
Yeah.
They often just liquidate inventory and forget the customer list, which is
Right.
incredibly valuable. Pre-qualified leads, potentially very cheap.
Right, wow. What about improving your physical space? The office redesign idea.
Yeah, ditch the old magazines in the waiting room, put up testimonials, success stories, before and after photos.
Create that avalanche of proof.
Exactly. Subtly sells while they wait.
Prepaid services.
Bundle things up, offer a discount for paying up front. Good for cash flow.
And you mentioned Reference USA for lists, sometimes free.
Often free with a library card. Great resource most people don't know they have access to.
Good tip. Let's talk business cards again, making them creative.
Yeah, like the realtor paying the toll for the car behind and handing over a card. Memorable.
Or Munson's chocolates. Edible chocolate business cards.
Can't get much more memorable than that.
So what does this all boil down to, it seems like?
Yeah.
Asking customers what they want.
Yes, and doing the research.
Yeah.
The dentist example. offering a pill to sleep through the procedure, or guaranteeing no lecturing.
Addressing major pain points directly.
That's incredibly powerful, and that ties into positioning.
Right, setting yourself apart, like Tom's of Maine being all natural.
Or close-up toothpaste focusing on whiteness for singles. Find your niche, your unique angle.
Video brochures, like an infomercial on paper.
Sort of. Dynamic engagement, but without the strict TV rules.
And database marketing. Florists reminding you of anniversaries.
Supermarkets using rewards cards for targeted coupons. Using what you know about customers to drive repeat sales. It's smart.
Secret sales, where you have to come in to find out the discount.
Creates irresistible curiosity, gets people through the door.
Adding extra amenities, like a diner at a car dealership.
Or a playroom at McDonald's. Improves the experience, especially where there's waiting involved.
Which leads to another question for you listening. Where do your customers wait? And how could you make that experience better, maybe even profitable?
Good one. Newsletters.
Great for staying in touch, offering discounts, providing value.
But they can't just be sales pitches. Gotta be consistent. Gotta offer real value.
Novelty items, like branded merchandise.
Can work, but better if they carry a compelling message or image, not just a logo.
Okay, let's talk about Seth Godin's edge concept again. You explained it well. Selling to an underserved niche.
Right. Ignoring the middle to capture a loyal edge following.
Like the massage chairs outside, the themed security guards.
The VIP restaurant number, the resort for overweight people, the 7-day bank.
What's fascinating is how it flips the script. Instead of trying to please everyone.
You become remarkable to a specific group. That can lead to massive success and loyalty.
Okay, switching gears again. Let's talk publicity. Getting attention without spending big bucks.
Yeah, free advertising, essentially. But the key, the absolute key, is being newsworthy.
Not just, hey, we launched a newsletter.
Exactly. The source uses that slightly gross example, the 12-year-old science project.
The bacteria in fast food ice versus toilet water.
Yeah. That got national news because it was surprising, relevant, maybe a bit shocking. News sells. You need something fresh.
So how do you get that publicity? One way is writing a regular column or article.
Definitely. Positions you as an expert in the local paper, magazine, even an online e-zine. Plus, you get reprints you can use.
Aligning with a charity. That seems powerful.
Very powerful. Holding a free seminar for low-income families on starting a business, then sending press releases. That's a great human interest story.
Media outlets love those feel-good stories with substance.
Absolutely. Issuing a press release is still a tool.
But it has to be actual news, right? Like a big donation with a story, not just routine stuff.
Precisely. Editors care about their readers, not just your company announcement.
Creating a newsworthy event seems effective too. Like that Stereo Store's Superstition Obstacle Course.
Brilliant. Friday the 13th, get radio stations involved, broadcasting live, attracts crowds, boosts sales, tons of word of mouth.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How can you create a memorable event tied to your business theme, whatever that might be?
It requires creativity, for sure, and getting to know your local media folks personally.
Building relationships with editors and publishers.
Yeah. A personal connection can sometimes get your story looked at when a blind submission wouldn't, like that anecdote about the wife's contact at Simon & Schuster.
Having an in helps.
It can. And finally, writing a book.
Still a powerful authority builder.
Immensely. And easier now with print on demand. Positions you as the expert instantly.
Even if you don't physically write it yourself. Dictate it. Ghostwrite.
Transcribe a seminar, co-author. Lots of ways to get it done. It adds undeniable credibility.
Okay, we should briefly mention online tools like blogs and podcasts.
Right. But the source emphasizes the offline part comes when you advertise your blog or podcast in the offline world. Cross-promotion.
Got it. Okay, last major section. Joint ventures. JVs.
Yes. The source calls this one of the best ways to lure new leads and customers. It's all about leverage.
Taking extra income and really making it explode.
That's the idea, partnering with non-competitors who already serve your ideal customer.
The classic win-win. Like the lawyer and accountant referring clients back and forth.
Exactly. But it can get more complex. Three-way deals, JV brokers who connect people.
It's about tapping into someone else's established audience and trust.
Precisely. And the source gives this amazing blueprint for pitching a JV partner. 6 points to make it irresistible.
Okay, let's hear them. This sounds crucial.
All right. Point 1, you tell them you found an extra profit center for them.
Okay, catches their interest.
2, it won't hurt their current income. 3, it won't cost them anything extra or require extra work from them.
Removing objections.
4, Zero risk for them. 5, you will do all the setup work.
Making it easy.
And 6, they can stop anytime, for any reason, no lock-in.
Wow. That framework basically tackles every single fear or objection they might have up front.
Exactly. It paves the way for saying yes. It makes it almost effortless for them.
And that tip about leveraging competitors.
Yeah.
If one business has a JV, tell their rival.
Yeah. Shows them what they're missing, creates urgency. Very clever.
Okay, let's get into some specific JV examples. These are designed to get your mind spinning.
Like selling an idea, licensing a unique skill or process, the lawyer making $1 million, or the lumber mill sharing drying techniques.
JVing with your suppliers.
Makes sense. They want you to succeed so you buy more from them. They might help fund sales efforts or even provide staff.
Seeking out other businesses, catering to your market. The realtor example again.
Yeah, realtor with movers, cleaners, painters. It's about creating a value chain for the customer.
What about leverage buyers and sellers? The business broker example.
Right, matching CPA firms for sale with buyers, making commissions. You're the connector.
Matching front-end and back-end products. We touched on that.
Yeah, partner with someone selling the expensive thing if you sell the entry-level thing, or vice versa. Complete the funnel together.
Jading a sales force. Finding commission-only salespeople.
Can be very effective if you find the right people.
Okay, the neon sign approach. Explain that again, it's so visual.
J. Abraham paid kids pocket money to spot broken neon signs. He then sold those leads to sign repair companies.
Brilliant. Find a visible problem, connect it to the solution provider.
So what's your equivalent? Damaged cars for body shops? Worn furniture for reupholsters?
Identifying those specific needs. Love it. JV mailings, inserts, flyers.
Splitting costs, basically. Hitching a ride on someone else's mailing to a shared audience. Super cost-effective.
Javing a mini-seminar. Like the lawyer and accountant doing one together.
Yeah, offer a package deal, combine expertise.
You can even sell your JV deals like they're assets.
Apparently so. If it's making money, it has value, just like a website.
Mind blown. Okay, javing to learn from a guru or being the guru and javing with a middleman.
Right. Acting as a broker to connect students to experts or connecting experts to students.
The painting fire hydrant story. Tom Sawyer style.
J. Abraham again. Organizing labor to do a needed task, like painting hydrants for the city and taking a cut. Finding and managing resources.
Overstock surplus selling. Get rights to sell someone else's excess inventory.
Yeah, buy it cheap, sell it higher, or find someone to do that for your surplus.
Javing to reach the affluent. That sounds specific.
Very specific blueprint. FedEx letters to A-list customers, invite only private showings of high-ticket items, nice refreshments, expert staff, creating an exclusive experience.
Lead generation JVs, placing take-one brochures places.
Like UPS stores, copy shops, wherever your target market goes. Collect leads, with permission, of course.
Endorsements, getting someone trusted to recommend you.
Huge. If someone has great rapport with their list or customers, their endorsement is like printing money.
Javing your list building, cross-promoting with other list owners.
Yeah, or even being a middle person to broker deals between large lists as yours is small, taking a percentage.
Okay, back to advertising costs. Could you JV for ad space? Remnant advertising again.
Absolutely. Getting that big ad for pennies on the dollar compared to competitors, your mind should be spinning with possibilities here.
It really should. Rekindling old customers.
Yeah, reactivating inactive patients or clients, or reaching out to former customers who left. Maybe offer to make things right or ask for referrals if they were happy but just moved on.
It's found business.
Totally. And you can JV with an agent to do this outreach if marketing isn't your strong suit.
JV a consulting backend onto a product business.
Or JV a product onto a consulting business. Create the full value chain.
Tie up the rights to real estate, but not just buildings.
Space. Think satellite offices and health clubs, display areas and stores, vacant lots for events, placing your product or service where the customers already are. Consignment often works here.
What if you don't have JV partners yet?
JV with someone who does. Get warm introductions instead of cold outreach.
And start small, right? Test the waters.
Always. Validate the idea, build trust before going big.
Let them white label you. Explain that again.
Companies sell your service under their brand, like third-party tech support acting as the store's own team can bring in huge volume.
And JVing costs.
Right.
Office space, receptionists.
Sharing overhead with non-competitors saves everyone money.
School deals, company seminars. Teach for free or low cost.
Establish expertise, build rapport, then sell your full course or products on the back end.
Even friends and relatives as first JV partners.
They already trust you. Easier way to start, build your track record for approaching colder prospects.
It seems like you can JV almost anything you need.
Pretty much. Trade your product for hotel stays, rental cars, airfare, and yes, even JV for airtime on radio or TV.
How? Offer them something compelling for their unsold time.
Exactly. Which brings us to the ultimate leverage, JV with bartering.
The roofing company example again. Walk us through the numbers.
Okay. Radio station needs $3,000 of roofing. Roofer needs advertising. Maybe $10,000 worth. Roofer's cost for that $3,000 service might only be, say, $1,000.
Right, they have profit margin built in.
So the roofer trades $1,000 worth of their cost, delivering $3K value, for maybe $7,000 or even $10,000 worth of airtime from the station, which costs the station very little if it's unsold time.
So the roofer gets a huge advertising value for their service cost, and the station gets needed work done using unsold inventory.
It's leveraging profit margins and unsold inventory on both sides. Pure genius when done right.
Wow. Okay, what an incredible range of strategies we've covered. Offline marketing, JVs. The core message from the source really hits home. There are just more possibilities and opportunities around you that you may have not noticed before.
Exactly right. And it's not just about knowing these ideas exist. It's about developing that mindset, to constantly be looking out for them, recognizing them.
Seeing the potential everywhere.
Yeah. And the most crucial thing, action, not just thinking about it.
Right. Got to actually do something.
The best advice really is, try some of these. Pick one or two that resonate. Make them your own, test them out, and see what works for your business.
So what does this all mean for you, our listener?
Well, this deep dive, it's really just the start. The real value kicks in when you stop just listening and start doing. Imagine the untapped potential right there in your own business. If you just started seeing every blank wall, every waiting customer, every complimentary business down the street as a hidden opportunity.
Yeah, a chance for profit, for growth.
So here's the final thought. What's one outside-the-box idea from everything we talked about today? Just one that you can actually try this week. Start finding your hidden opportunities. Put something into action and watch what happens. Go out there and reap the rewards.